people, how are we all? My name is Lucy and this is my channel, The Sewing Gardener. Excuse the ensemble, I have it's Saturday morning of the bank holiday weekend here in the UK and my greenhouse looked like something out of the Day of the Triffids, so I have spent the last 3 hours decanting stuff from that into the garden with the impending rain so it gets nice and watered in. So that's what I'll be doing. This is my gardening outfit. It was also my children's TV presenter look. It is the Tilly and the Buttons Erin dungarees with my Taylor Swift t-shirt, which I got this lovely jersey. I got it in a surprise box from First for Fabrics a few years ago. And I didn't really know what to make with it because I would never have bought this fabric. And I'm very unlikely to ever go out of the house wearing these, but they are the most, if you've not made the Erin dungarees by Tilly and the Buttons, I can highly recommend because they are extremely comfortable. Anyway, that's that. I'm just going to pop on and tell you about the bonkers week that I've had, but to also, fair warning, there is 1 week left of Sew Skin Summer to enter. 1 week left to enter. If you don't know about Sew Skin Summer, I'm not going to run through it all here, but go to well, you're on my channel, but if you watch vlog 1 and 2, that will explain the reasons behind the challenge and what the challenge is and things that you can make and how to enter. There is also a playlist on my channel which includes all of the lovely vloggers that have done vlogs for relating to the challenge, the things they're going to make, and some have given things for free patterns and all sorts. So I hope you're all well. My week has been absolutely manic. This time last Saturday I was on the virtual sewing room Sew Skin Summer Sew Along. I think there were about 16, 17 of us all in total. I was obviously there for the whole time. It was a 6-hour Zoom, so I was there from 10 till 4. And in that time, I actually got to make up one of the garments that I wanted to make for the challenge. Not that I can enter my own challenge, but if I could, this is what I would enter. I've made, now I had this pattern in my stash when it first came out. I bought it when it first came out. Don't know why I've never made it. I've always wanted to make it, but for some reason, a bit like the blanket flight suit, it always gets pushed down. But I've done it. I'll put a picture in here somewhere. But I have made the Nina Lee Carmel jumpsuit, and I made it in this. It's sort of like a cotton linen type blend that I got in a So Hayley Jane box a couple of years ago. Now I've hacked the pattern. The pattern comes with a wide strap, and I think it's a square neck, or it comes with a scoop neck, V-neck, which is what I've done, or you can put a collar on it. And when you have those versions, the bodice, you don't attach the sleeves, it's just a bodice. But online there is a hack and how you can alter the pattern to how you want to change it, and sleeves was one of the options. Now they didn't use longer sleeves, they just used shorter sleeves, but I wanted to add the Park Lane sleeves because they've got like a little puff. See, this is me saying I didn't like 3/4 length sleeves. Going to come back and haunt me because I've put them, my sort of like midi length sleeves on. I made the size 10. I didn't make any alterations other than add some length to the legs. I think I added a couple of inches to each. What I will do in future was I actually recorded this vlog yesterday and I didn't like what I said on various things. But it doesn't feel like it goes up the bottom, but I've got quite a long torso, and what I normally do is add an inch to all of my bodices. Now, because this is a sort of empire line, high-waisted look, I didn't do that. But on my next make, what I might do is take an inch off the leg length, but add an inch onto the top. So have an inch at the bottom and an inch at the top here, rather than an inch at the top here, so that you still get the high waist. So that's what I'm going to do. It's got the most fabulous deep pockets, which you don't notice because the legs are so lovely and wide. Oh, look at that. It has some bust darts either side. As I say, I've made the V. It's also got some back darts, and it is done up by an invisible zip. Now inside the bodice is fully lined, so it hides all your raw edges across there. Obviously my sleeves, if you were making it without the hack, you could enclose the sleeves. I probably could have enclosed the sleeves, but my brain wasn't really working at the time. So I do have my sleeves inserted there. I didn't have enough of the fabric, so you get 2.5 meters in a from the old So Hayley Jane subscription boxes, and didn't have quite enough. But that same year, Fabric Godmother also did a black and white gingham with a sundress, which I made. Can't remember what it is. I put a picture in there. And so I had some of that left over, so I used that for the inside. But because I'd used the Park Lane sleeves, because on the instructions on the website about the pattern hacking, it says you can add sleeves but just change the arm psych if needed. So I got my pattern piece for the Park Lane and I got my pattern piece for this, and because they're both Nina Lee, they were almost identical, so I didn't make any changes, and therefore the sleeves just popped in lovely. So that was that. So that was Saturday, and I pretty much sewed all of this during Virtual Sewing Room, other than hemming the trousers, which I did that evening. Oh, it's a loose thread there. So that is what I made. Size-wise, for the Carmel jumpsuit, it's very size inclusive. There's the same pattern, but it comes in 2 different size ranges. So you can get a UK 6 to 20 or a 16 to 28. And then that gives you the size 6 is bust 32, the 28 goes up to a 54. So it starts at waist 24 up to a 47, and hip 33 ends in 57. But the finished garment measurements, I mean, they're really, because it's a roomy jumpsuit. The finished hip garment measurements are actually 71.5. So it is a very size inclusive pattern. And as I say, you can have different necklines. And there's different ways you can hack it. I think some people have made it into a dress. Some people have done other versions, of which I can't remember. But I'll put a link in the description of the hacked bits. So that was Saturday. Sunday, I didn't feel very well at all. Don't know what was going on there. And I was a bit concerned because we were due to go, and in fact we did go to my middle daughter's university on Monday in Nottingham. Her degree is costume design for film and TV, and their year were doing their grad show performance. So they could choose what they've made. 2 garments this year, one in the Christmas, just before Christmas break or after Christmas, and then one for the final piece, and you could choose either or. And then each member of the course had a model, and they all went on the stage individually and then all at the end. If you get a chance to go and look at the NTU costume, I'll put a link below. It's amazing. There's some absolute fantastic makes there. My daughter made her theme was Wizard of Oz, and she did a punk theme, a punk version of it. So she did the flying monkeys but as a punk, and her model Harley was brilliant, and it went down really well. I was very, very proud on the day. And on the day I wore, I'll show you what I wore a me made. I wore this, and I don't wear this dress enough. This is the Deo dress by Mazin. So that's the line. I don't know if you can actually see that there. This came in a Fabric Godmother Dream wardrobe a few years ago. I've worn it to a christening. It's in this lovely emerald green with a pink flower. It's like a sateen. It's got sheared cuffs and a sheared waist, and then it's got these little pleats here. Excuse my nails, that little nail varnish needs to come off. And then it's done up by a a little keyhole bit there. So I wore that. Brilliant day. We went out for a lovely meal in the evening as well. I booked the day off work, so it was great. And then we drove back, went to work Tuesday. Oh yes, well, while we were there in Nottingham, my youngest daughter messaged to say it looked like she'd won tickets to something that was happening on Wednesday. She didn't remember entering the competition. And my eldest daughter, who was with us to go and see the middle daughter, I've got 3 daughters, it's very confusing, said, it's a scam, you haven't won it, it's a scam. So I said to check the lady's email address and just email her back. And she said, oh no, it's fine, can you provide dietary requirements? So my youngest daughter is in exam season up in Lancaster University at the moment, so there was no way that she would be able to go. So she was going to not bother. And I was like, well, no, it's a once in a lifetime thing, because it was to the Aston Villa end of season awards dinner. I said, you won't get the opportunity to go again. And she said, well, I can't go. So I said I'd go. And then my husband, who's a massive Villa supporter, said he would go. So we went, we said we'd go together. So then she sent our dietary, my dietary requirements through. And then we didn't hear anything more about it. So didn't hear anything Tuesday. So Wednesday I went to work thinking, well, it was not, you know, nothing's come of it. And then I get an email from her about 11:30 to say, I've enclosed your tickets. The lady sent them, haven't looked at them, tickets are enclosed. So I've got the email from the lady who sent it to my daughter on Tuesday, but I got it Wednesday. So I opened it and it said we needed to be at Villa Park for 6 p.m. Black tie event for a drinks reception and everything else. So bit of a whirlwind afternoon then. I had to get some time off work. It was only an hour in the end, but to get up there from Villa Park, because it takes about an hour and a half on a good day, hour and 40, 2 hours on a bad time, well, even longer. But anyway, I'll put a picture on. There was a red carpet, there was a drinks reception which had some old Villa players there, Villa legends. We sat in a dining, and then we went down through the red carpet into this other hall where all the players were, the manager were. We watched all the season awards for Ollie Watkins, John McGinn, Robin Olsen, because he was leaving. Who else got? Yuri Tielemans. Oh, phone's ringing. Bear with. I'm back. That was my youngest daughter actually ringing me. Apologies for that. And I think it might be a bit wonky now, but never mind. Okay, I can't remember where I got to. Anyway, we had the most surreal evening at Villa Park and spent most of Thursday thinking, actually, did we even go? It was the most bizarre thing. But we did go, because on the table, everybody got a gift and these fabulous, I don't know if you'll even be able to see it, but you get these little, everybody got one of these, which is really lovely. You can probably see it against the wall there. Oh, the light. And it's a little lion in a, I'd say, paperweight. I'm giving mine to Beatrice for the tickets. So that was that. Thursday I went to work, Friday I went to work, so that's pretty boring really. I was very kindly gifted some fabric from a fabric fairy, shall we say. I've got it here because I was talking about it and I've realised I'm doing a vlog for Save for It. I put my name down for it. To do a vlog, I've literally got one piece of fabric. But that's fine because I can talk about other things. But I've been gifted this fabulous, which I should save really, lemons. So that's that. That's my bit of fabric that's come in. What have I made? Well, I made the caramel jumpsuit, but the other thing that I've made was block 2, so weeks 3 and 4 of the Farm Fresh sampler. That's it, and it's called Chicken and Turnips. So that's the pattern, and there's my block. So I now have 2 blocks, and this morning, because I got up at 6 this morning, I cut out the next blocks, so weeks 5 and 6, which I think from memory is a goat, but it's downstairs, so I'm unsure. So yeah, that's it. That's what I've got to say. I do sitting here looking at my children's TV outfit ensemble, but there we go. Yeah, so I've really enjoyed the Sew Skin Summer entries are coming in thick and fast now on Instagram. Who knew? If you're going to do a challenge, be warned, there is quite a bit of admin to go with it. Let me know what you've been up to. Let me know what you've been making. I'd love to hear that. I am hoping to get another garment sewn up for Sew Skin Summer. I was thinking of doing the Penelope dress by Emporia Patterns. I don't know where it is, so I can't show you. I'm so organised. It's probably on my floor down here somewhere. Hold on. Find it. There we go. I bought this at the Stitch Festival last year because I didn't go this year. So yeah, I'm going to make that. Can't remember. I don't know which fabric. I haven't chosen my fabric, but that is what I was planning on making. Love to know what you're making. Have you entered Sew Skin Summer? And yeah, I will see you all again soon. As I say, it's bank holiday. Hope you get time to sew. Weather is looking a bit ropey, but who knows? Anything can happen in the UK. And I will see you all soon. Bye.